a theme that is the simulation theory and the illusion of physical reality. This is a thing that is really interesting, and for me at least, it's hard to talk about. So I would like to hear your opinions. So okay, so hi YouTube. Today we are here to talk about the simulation theory and the illusion of physical reality. We have here great peoples in a Monday 7 a.m. to talk about. So I would like that you, Sydney, start answer my first question. That is, if you discover that your entire life was programmed by a higher intelligence, would you continue to live by the same values?
Yeah, it's a good question, a complex but a good question. I think, firstly, I would reevaluate all the things. For example, the feelings that I'm feeling. I feel. It's good. It's real or not. I think I will make some questions, yeah, about the reality, the people, if they are real or not, if they are could be a kind of NPC. Also, I will reevaluate the relationship with the some supreme beings like God. If okay, some lessons we could take it for our life. For example, to love the others like we love ourselves, to practice the good things. I think it will be always a good practice to follow. But other things I would try to see differently. Maybe, yeah, it's because uh let me see. Okay, if there is a program running our lives, I think that the sense of life could change a lot, drastically, and some beliefs could be that sense of it could change a lot. So yeah, I think that is my opinion.
You bring a good point because if all your life was programmed by a higher intelligence, I think this spiritual part, I don't know if people would take so seriously because, okay, it's just programmed. It's maybe it's not real, in this case. So it's such a good point that you brought for us, Sydney. And what do you think, Luis?
Yes, I agree with Sydney because, well, if you think in a deep way, we are programmed in a certain way, not in this computer or algorithm way, but because when we are start our life, we are shaped by a lot of external uh, factors, like they can say. And we are biological animals, but we have a soul. So is the soul is the difference to to not be a machine, or just like a simple animal. So I believe that if when you realize that you are shaped by a lot of things like movies, like music, like your environment, you can rethink your life, your values, something like that. Not like a matrix thinking, but more a real one. When you realize where your ideas came, you can, if you have the opportunity to mapping all your ideas, you can always have a strong self-awareness about yourself. Something like that, I think.
Yeah, I think deeper, like you said. I like in my religion, we believe that our life was written by God, so in certain way was programmed, and this makes sense. And also, it's like about faith and what it's about. Of course, that we can make our own actions, but in at the end, it's all. Uh, what was happen in the way that God wants, at least in my religion, okay, guys? So I understand your point, Luis. So, what do you think, Lilian?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. About this question, I think probably it wouldn't change the way that I live because, as you said before, according to my faith, I believe on it because I believe in God, and in this way, I think my life was determined by God. So yes, I can control some things. I can control my feelings. I can control like my present, but I can't control everything because I can't control the environment surround me. In this way, it depends on the situation because if I can change anything, I would change my acts, I would change my purpose, but if I wouldn't, it's like the same way because I don't know, it's like if I can change it, I don't need to live in other way.
This theme was supposed to be like something that was far away of the reality, but we are guys relating to our lives. That is a good conversation. And what do you think, Taina?
So I feel like we already live in a matrix, and the matrix uses the religion to control our thoughts and our behaviors. And I think it changed me a lot. I wouldn't act like everyone. I would try to think outside the box, but wouldn't be easy because nobody would understand me very well because few person believe we are living inside the matrix.
It's a good point, Taina. And it's good because we are discussing here and we have a diversity of point of views, and this is really nice. And guys, I think we can move on to the second question. I'm just not sending the questions on the chat like this. The 10 questions because with the new back office it doesn't allow you to copy all the 10 questions. So this question number 2 talk about if we live in a simulation. If we live it in a simulation, would it be possible to find a glitch that proves our world is not real? Let me just send the question number 2. And what do you think, Taina?
Sorry, what is a glitch? Glitch?
I think it's uma brecha, alguma...
Uh, yes, I think if you run through the forest inside the nature without the connection with the internet or social medias, you can find yourself. I think when you find yourself, you find the street, the path to freedom. Because when you have the self-acknowledge, you don't follow the people, you don't follow the majority behaviors, you acting like yourself. And I think your mind is the glitch. It's not the place, it's in your mind.
Nice hear that. And what's your take on this, Lilia?
Oh, I've never thought about it before because is totally unrealistic for me. But yesterday, Globo was presenting a movie like that. I didn't watch too much, but some point the AI characters they found that it's not real. We need to move out here. So following the idea of the movie, yes, I think it would be possible.
It's hard, at least for me, to discuss about these themes because we have, I don't know, we just saw these things be discussed in movies, so we don't have, at least for me, we discuss things that we can really solve in our reality, right? We don't think so much about that, what will happen, and it's kind of like if we don't think if we don't think about that, some people will be happy if it's true. I don't know. For me, it's something unrealistic, but I don't know. It's nice to discuss about everything. And what do you think, Luis?
Well, sometimes I think that well, I am a guy who hates social media and this world that is shaped by technology, not by shaped by technology. For instance, I think that we are losing our time to live in the present, they live the moment. We are losing this capability. And I think that, like Tainá said before, when you start to have a strong self-awareness about yourself, and then you start to try to find what's best for you, you found a glitch in this noisy world, So I think something like that, I think that the main idea is self-awareness, because everything can be a simulation. You can live driven by social media, by comfort, for recommendation algorithms, this kind of things, stuff like that. I think the main idea here is self-awareness. When you found yourself, you have a different perspective of the world, something like that.
We can bring this theme to something more relatable. As you said about social media, it's kind of simulation, some times ago, social media was to post, create share something about your life, like picture about some travel. And today, it's hard to see a picture about a travel and not just seeing a face of someone in social media, just a selfie or something like that. So in this certain way, we live in a simulation. I think when we talk about social media, and nowadays I'm not using more, and it was one of the best things that I have done. But I know that in the future I have to come back at least to be aware of some things that are happening, especially in my job. So, but at least on the vacation, I'm staying away from that, and it's really good. And what do you think, Sydney?
Yeah, interesting. The philosophical point of view that Luis Tainá brought. So we are living in a so immersed, for example, so working so hard that we don't have time to live your lives, immersed in this kind of system. But think about this question in more futuristic way. I think, I believe, like the Mr. Elon Musk, he said in the Joe Rogan podcast that he strongly believes that we live in a simulation because, in his opinion, it will be the next step of the technology. For example, the video game that will make us immerse, in this kind of things. And right now we can create some realistic video games, that sometimes we have some confusion about reality and this video game. And the next step will be this. We will create a kind of world, and then maybe I'm going to travel a little. Some supreme being already achieved this kind of level, and they create simulations to entertain themselves, you know. And of course, it's a system that works it, that run it, and all systems have some failures. So it could be, this kind of Grinch could be a reflection of these failures. And of course, I would like to cite a conspiracy theory that some people they shared a picture from the James Webb Telescope, and this picture was the border of the universe, and they told that this border of the universe is looks like a pixels. So like we take a photo and we maximize this picture, this photo until we can see these pictures. No, the pixels, yes, the pixels. So they said that it could be the border of the limit of the universe, that there is there is no exist anything beyond it, so it looks like a simulation that the James Webb achieved the max, I think, the limit of this picture, limit of this simulation.
We have a lot of this kind of theory when we talk about universe, things like that, because it's hard to imagine it that we have two theories like the universe are expanding and other one that is not expanding is decreasing. But it's hard to at least for me because I'm not in the area. I don't know many things about it, but something that don't have limit, it's hard to imagine it, and we just a kind of piece, a tiny piece of the world. And if we think like that, some things doesn't matter. Some problems doesn't matter at the end. And yeah, I like your what you bring for us, Sydney. And I think that we can move to the other question, not the number three. It's the number 4. I think can be a hard question to answer, because let me read for you guys. If you could restart your life with a different character build, which trait would you change? Like in personality, what do you think that you would change? Taina.
I don't know if I understand what I would change in the reality.
Yes.
Okay, so I broke the matrix because I think everybody needs to live in their essence, not follow everybody or to do the same thing, like copy everything the influencers do. You need to do what you like, what you love. You need to find yourself, and be freedom, not stuck us inside the matrix, and make many difficult to us to control us through the religion or through the Bible, through our faith, because we are human, and human are different to others. We don't need to be equal, but different, because different is beautiful. We are together. We are more beautiful when we are different with others. I think I broke the matrix just in it.
Nice. And talking about like some weakness that you think that you have like in personality. For me, if I could restart, it's something that I don't need to restart my life to do that, but I would be more how can I say, patient. I think that is something in my personality that I could change. But I totally agree with you. It's something that about what I like, what I do. I don't think that I would like to follow the pattern that we see on social media, on the influencers. But do you have something that you think that your weakness that you like to build different?
Yeah, sorry, it's me.
Yes.
So I delete the social medias because the social medias control and influence us a lot, and uh, I cut off the money because the money control us as well. And I became the education free because everybody needs to have the access to education, to find some abilities, to feel useful for society.
Nice. And what do you think, Luis?
Yes, I agree with Dana said before, and in my particular case, I think that I would like to change my anxiety issue, because if I could start again my life, I would like to not have anxiety. Just this.
Yeah, it's something that I would change on me too. And you, Lilia?
I chose the same thing that Chris because I wouldn't be as calm and anxious as I'm now. I'm pretty calm, and sometimes I don't discuss when I should. And about anxiety, my brain never stops, and like it is something that make me tired every single day or every end of the week. I've been struggling to change about it for myself. And if I could change with one single click, I would change.
And companies has created the perfect product for us that is scrolling in social media because we don't realize, but behind of in our neuroscience, we are anxious to see the next video. We just are scrolling, hoping that the next one will be pleasure, enjoyable, for us. So it's something that just increase our anxiety. And yeah, it's like Tina said, it's in the if you see deeper, it's just about make money. And what do you think, Sydney?
Yeah, interesting. I will bring a different perspective. I think, for example, like a man, I think every man, if he had a chance to change, your traits or your not just trait, but your shape, I think most of them will choose a shape of Brad Pitt or a shed guy, a muscular guy, But I think so imagine every man in the world who have the same shape, a strong body, a tall, a blonde hair, so a green or a blue eyes. So it'll be the same. I think Taina said it, I think Tristan about the difference. It's so interesting, important to have, and not just the difference in the body, in your appearance, but also in your personality. I think when we have this kind of difference in live with different people. I think each other can contribute with a different idea, opinion, point of view. But I will choose for, like you said, Lara, to be more patient, to be less anxious. I think anxiety affect us a lot negatively. And maybe to be more communicative. I think communication is a key to many things, to achieving many things, not our professional, but in our personal life.
I'm laughing about what Lilia said on the chat. It, yeah, I relate to that, Lilia, but like you said, Sidney, if everyone was, I think what make people like Brad Pitt famous, it's because about the difference, like because maybe it's hard to find someone like him, and it's hard to find someone like us, like if all the people was like Brad Pitt, I don't know if people would have the same passion to him, because it's just common. And I think like I totally agree what you said and what Saina said, that our difference bring us a light, that people can like or not. It's not upon on us, but I think it's what make us special in certain way. I think if all of us was the same thing, we don't need to discuss anymore. We don't need to share ideas because everyone agree. And one thing that I like in a conversation, of course, in a respectful way, is have different ideas. Because if I just discuss something with people that just agree with me, I feel that I'm just looking for a way to increase my ego. That okay, I'm right. I have the right thought, but I don't think that we should be in this way. So nice, guys. I love to hear your answers, and let's move on to the question number 5. I know that you are not seeing, I think, or is the number of questions, but I think how much of our physical environment is actually perceived by our sense, and how much is generated by our brains. I will send on the chat again because let me see here. Okay, and what do you think, Luis?
Well, like I said before, I have a strongest inside, so my head is always creating scenarios, creating a lot of things, and sometimes it's a jail, And but the physical environment sometimes, well, I think I lost the track in here in what I was talking. Let me think again. Uh, yes, yes, yes. I think that sometimes physical environment are very we are very responsible for our feelings and this kind of things. But so my brain, like anxiety, with people with a lot of anxiety, create a lot of different scenarios, And because you can't control the future and kind of things, I know. But yes, my brain like to create the a lot of different scenarios, the bad ones and the good ones. So it's a jail.
Yes, it's the worst part of thinking a lot. It's because you create all the scenarios that it can happen, and I intend to choose the worst, unfortunately, And sometimes it's not a big deal. Like something happened in your life or situation, and you think that, oh, okay, the person doesn't like your what you did, what you said, and sometimes the person doesn't care what you said at all. So I totally understand you, and I think it's a lot of things that we perceive in the world. It's generated by your brains, like the feelings, of course, it's one of them. But I think that our actions is based on what we perceive of our environment, and if we perceive something different, our actions couldn't not respond to the reality, and sometimes being misunderstood. So it's something that I have to work on me too. A goal for the next year. I am writing my goal, so let's put this on my list. So nice. And what do you think, Lilia? I'm not hearing you. I don't know why. Okay, now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My computer is trickling today, but okay. I realize in my life that I see things that I want. For example, I don't know if it happens with you, but I discover new buildings or houses frequently because even if I walk down the same street often, I don't know all the buildings or houses that are on there. Last week, I discovered a new house. Like, wow, I haven't seen this before. So in this case, I think my brain protect me about the whole environment, and I can notice new things or all the things that is happened with me if I put all my attention on it. So in this case, I think it is a mix of my senses and my brain, but I don't know, but I think I it's like everything I need to pay so much attention to understand everything. Because I think we have a lot of things in our physical environment, and it's like it is a difficult question for me. It is a difficult question because my English is not fluent, and my perception of this question is not okay. But so I don't know how to answer. But I think sometimes it's generated by mind, but because I'm paying attention on that.
No, I understand you, Lillian. So like you said, I have this too. Sometimes I am walking on the street, the same path to go to the gym, and I'm discovering new things, around the street that, oh, okay, these things ever was there. I'm just noticing now, and and yeah, like you just see what you actually are paying attention unto. So I get it what you say. And it's interesting we imagine that we have the environment, the reality, but we have different words inside the mind of everyone. So how I see the word is different, like Lillian see, like Tainá see the word. So it's something that conversation, the discussion is so important to make clear what you are thinking, because we don't have the power of know what you are thinking, because our impression, our perceptions is based on what we live it. So it's what I think the discussion, especially nowadays, is so important in a clear discussion. And what's your take on that, Taina?
Yeah, I would say the our environment influence our personality, shape our thoughts, and it's very difficult to change when we are living the same place. But if we change the city or behaviors or friends, your brain stimulated different behaviors or different thoughts that involve more your own identity. So it's very important to change the behavior to understand better who are you.
Yes, and for example, I like to study neuroscience, things like that, and I was seeing that people that has addiction like a cigarette, and if you go to if you drink coffee or go to a place that used to smoke, they have the feeling that need to smoke again, have this. So the sensation, the environment is kind of affecting the way that our brain is doing the things. So our how we perceive the environment. So even a smartphone nowadays, we have the addiction with smartphone, and we have the advice to not put your cell phone close to your environment of study, of work, because this can be harmful for you, because your brain is saying, okay, and see if have some notifications or not. And so it's interesting to notice these actions in the modern days, when is talk about addictions too. And what do you think, Sidney?
Yes, I think it's very complex. Luis said something interesting about soul and brain. I think, of course, there is a connection between them, but also in some environment that affect our sense of reality. I think our brain starts to send some messages, for us. I think some messages is just to protect us. For example, some traumas that we have, our brain used to not manipulate, but to just to make things that affect our point of view about things. The soul is about more spiritual things that we could not even find a way to like it's not a sense, maybe not. It's not our, it's also connect with our personality. I think like Lillian said about the we are focused in something, we are concentrated in something that it's not don't permit us to see what's going on around us. So even a simple thing, even a neighbor that live beside us for many years, we we can't talk with them because in this environment we must work so hard, maybe 10, 12 hours per day. So it also affects the reality. And I think, for example, the monetary system that we are living, like the capitalism, like I said, yeah, the to be successful in this monetary system is just to accumulate properties, accumulate wealth, to have more money, to work, and because the main goal is to have money, to buy a luxury car, a luxury house, to have expensive clothes. So maybe 300 years ago, living more natural environment, the things were completely different, so this atmosphere in this environment, our perception, the things were different. Yeah, because we had in those days we had a different idea, perspective about the future, about the present. So I think the system that we are immersed now, I think affect directly our perception, our ideas, things like that.
Really thoughtful your point of view, and like you are saying about oldest days, and sometimes I'm reading philosopher books, and I see how uh, their minds works is so different. Like they had time to think. It's something that nowadays it's pretty hard to find a time, okay, I'm just thinking about a deeper topic. Like we are, to be honest, we are just discussing about this kind of thing because we have a schedule and we have to we are following the schedule. But to be honest, I didn't stop my day to think in a digital world or something like that. So it's a bad thing, because when we see the great personalities in the old days, they didn't create just one thing. Like Aristotle was a doctor, philosopher, biologist. So the guys had time to think about other things, something that we just focus in one ability and do this maybe for the rest of our life, and this is impact how we perceive the world, because the acknowledgement is kind of fragmented. I don't know how to say that, and not in we don't have the full acknowledgement about the things, and I think that it's harmful to how we see the environment nowadays and how we perceive them. So it's really nice, Sydney, and as we discussed it and we mentioned a lot of problems that we have today, like anxiety, the system that push us to just make money, something like that. If you have the possibility to live in a perfect digital paradise forever, you'd leave the real world behind? Did you you would you do this, Sydney, or not? I think that Sydney, the connection is bad. So what? And for you, Luis, would you change your word?
No, 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 no. I think I would like the real world yet because I think real world is it's cool, you know. I like the real world for worse looks like, you know, something like that.
Yeah, it has a phrase, but I don't know how to say in English. But the meaning is better you live something that is true than a lie that's just as beautiful. You know, I at least in a certain way, a word it's real. So I prefer to instead of living something that it isn't. And my faith, like my religion, it's different, like a digital paradise, because people like uh, to mention my faith, it's the paradise. It's something that is real, so it's a different point of view. So I would like to hear you, Taina. What do you think?
I agree with Luis. I prefer the real world, but without corruption, without the matrix, without the sickness, would be the wonderful world without the suffering.
Yes, and it's hard to imagine uh our world without that, because it's hard, you know, it's hard to see politician and not imagine it corruption, you know. It's unfortunately, but it's what it is, and I think this would be the perfect world, you know, without corruption, without disease, without everything that we unfortunately we have now. But it's something that it's not because it's a perfect world that we cannot work hard to make this happen, right? It's not that we have to give up and just accept the corruption and all the bad things that we have in our lives. So I agree with you, Taina. And what do you think, Lilian? I think something is your computer. We are not hearing you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, hello. Yes, it is because my microphone is on my smartphone because my computer isn't work. But I think we face some problems in real world, like if you do all the things correctly, you don't have any like you don't have the sure that all the things will be okay. In this case, if I couldn't and I couldn't change anything in our real world, I would change it. Like if you do all the best, if you put a lot of effort in your things, if you be a good person with another people, and you respect them, do good things, yes, you'll be a success person. In this case, I like the real world, but I think we need to change it. Like, yes, if you do your best, you have the best, and we don't have this security. I don't know how to say it in English, but so I wouldn't like move to another place, but I would like to change it in the real world.
Something that we done constantly to pursue a perfect world is moving to another country. At least for me, when I have the idea of moving to another country, is to escape from my reality and go to a good one. So it's something that is more relatable to us, and I think we do like, oh, say in Brazil, if I lived in Salvador, and it was a great city, great people, great culture, but it was so dangerous that we had to choose a perfect world to live inside of Brazil. It's not a perfect, I know that, but at least um, the consciousness what we are choosing to be the perfect word for us. So, and you, Sydney, I think the last time your internet was
Yes,
off.
I had problems with my internet, but you brought interesting point of view, Lara. I'm going to, yeah. You brought interesting point of view. I think the perfect world will depend on each other. I think for someone that have more money, the perfect world could be to stay in a natural environment, nearby a beach, to enjoy this atmosphere with people in coastal area. I think for others that want to work in some famous companies like the Google, the perfect world for them could be living the Vale, Vale do Silício, so they can have that opportunity, to work with the famous people like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, things like that. So yeah, it will depend a lot, but I think about this directly, most people they will prefer to live the fake world because they serve so much in this world, They look like they came here just to surf. They don't have condition they work so hard just to survive, to attend their survival. So it could be attractive, like the Matrix, that some guys they live in this world just to generate energy through the machines. But the real world is so apocalyptic, it's so drastic that most of them they choose to continue living this fake world, digital world.
Yes, good point. And like you said, has people that suffer so much in this world that just want to take a break from it. So this idea of a perfect world came in a good way. So guys, I think that was it. Was a good conversation. For me, it's hard to talk about unrealistic or not just unrealistic things. I think that we can relate some of the questions in our reality, and was awesome to hear your point of views and have this different contact of ideas. So I hope that you guys have a nice Christmas with your family. I hope that you spend a good time with them. And I hope see you in the next week, okay? So have a nice week, have a nice day, and bye bye, guys.